Yeah, so my name's Dan Smith. I was formerly an industrial electrician. I used to work in heavy industry on oil rigs. I was part of the team that restarted the blast furnace in Redcar, for example. And when I was about 30, I had an idea to change my career. I'd always had a passion for writing and directing and creating film, but I'd never been able to do it. So I decided then to go back and study at university when I was about 30. And from there I moved into short films. I moved into some marketing work, into advertising, commercials, but mainly into films and then into documentary films as well, which I think is one of the most amazing ways to tell stories, whether it's a massive story about geopolitical affairs, for example, or whether it's a really small niche counterculture passion project from a couple of people. I just love the idea of a documentary, of breaking things down and tell a story in so many different layers as well. And I suppose that's what led me to the Tees Valley International Film Festival. I was really pleased, I was really happy because I've entered films around the world. I've put them in Rome, where they've been shown in the United States, all over the place, throughout Europe, a few in the Far East as well. And I always wanted to be shown. It's like anything, just where you come from, you really want it to work there and you want it to be impactful there. And I was delighted that the film festival was going to be in Tees Valley. So the second I saw it, I was really interested anyway. But then as soon as I started engaging with the film festival, I understood really quickly that it was going to tick a massive box for one of my passions. So for me, Teesside and the wider Tees Valley has always been starved of culture. In some areas of Teesside and the Tees Valley, it's been really difficult for people to engage in culture, engage in the arts. It's always been either you'd have to be from a fairly privileged background, a really fortunate situation to be able to engage with those things. And we desperately need ways in which we can engage with that, ways in which we're going to find that new Scorsese from a council estate in Thornaby, for example, where is exactly where I came from. Obviously not saying I'm Scorsese by any stretch of the imagination, but we need to find those musicians, filmmakers, whether you're a director, whether you're an actor, whether you're a makeup artist, whether you're a lighting gaffer, everyone who goes into making films and documentaries and everything around culture, we need to be able to make sure that people can access those. So I was really pleased and delighted, not just that this festival was fantastic in terms of the event, in terms of the actual festival itself and the art that was produced, but also the workshops around it were key for me. And those workshops just work to engage local people, whether you're young or old, but really giving people an opportunity to get into culture, to start expressing themselves in different ways, even just giving them those first couple of footsteps to what might be a completely new future for them. And everyone will benefit because we'll have fantastic new art that we'll be able to enjoy in new culture, new films and music or whatever that might be. But they also might have a new career in front of them, and they might actually move from something that pays the bills, which we all have to do, to actually move to something that you're really passionate about and something that you really want to spend the rest of your life doing. So for me, from my experience of festivals really around the world now, everywhere has got its positives, everywhere has got its negatives. Some film festivals are driven specifically at the outputs and just the final products, and they cater towards established artists already and established production crews already. But the really important things that the Tees Valley International Film Festival did is really tap into that kind of newcomer market, and to make sure that not only do we cater for people who are already in the industry, we also help to establish ways in which these younger people or even older people who just haven't experienced it to move into that cultural area as well, but also to link the two together. So I recognised at a few events that I attended that there was people there who produced numerous documentaries and films throughout the years, but also some newcomers as well who hadn't. And they were talking, they were rubbing shoulders, they were having conversations, and they were even starting to discuss future projects as well, which was amazing. So at the actual event itself, I attended a few of the workshops. The biggest impressions for me were seeing that I was in the documentary film festival category, so I was able to go along to the documentary session as well and see all of the other films, and I was probably daunted really, because I just thought, you know, the film that we presented, we really kind of wanted to win. Some festivals you don't, or you're not too bothered about winning, you just want a bit of exposure. For this one, it was our home territory, it was a film about Stockton, and we really wanted to win. So when we saw the other films in the documentary category and talked to some of the other artists as well, the directors, the people who participated in them, it was quite daunting because the standard was so high. It was a really exceptional standard. So it was great to talk to them, and a lot of those were local filmmakers as well, and had a massive passion for our area too. So it was really good to talk to them, but I really think the workshops, and especially the workshops that were linking existing artists and people with experience, and some of those newcomers as well, especially in Teesside, where, again, we need that help in terms of culture. We need to have access routes for younger people to get involved, or people with less experience to get involved. It was really, really important that we had that, and those workshops were just fantastic for it. Many film festivals around the world, you don't see that other support built around it. And I just thought the way it worked and the way it intertwined, bringing new people through, helping give a real foundation across Teesside and the wider Tees Valley in terms of culture for the future, it was really inspiring, really, really inspiring. Yeah, so our film was the Battle of Stockton documentary, which has only just recently been completed. And we had a plan for the film festival run, which is going to go around the world, as many things do in terms of film festivals. We held off doing that because we wanted the first one to be the Tees Valley International Film Festival, because we saw immediately that the foundations and the values of the festival were fantastic. We know it was there for a really positive reason, and we wanted to do something on our doorstep. We wanted to launch this film on our doorstep, probably about 250 yards from where we're sitting now, and from where in Ark in Stockton, and also where that film festival took place. About 250 yards is where the Battle of Stockton took place as well. So it was really important that we did that here as well. So when myself and the Battle of Stockton team, who have been helped to power this campaign along for the last few years and really bring it to prominence, when we saw that on the big screen with all of the fantastic judges that we had on the night and our legends that we had on the night, it was special, really, really special. And again, that kind of the inspiring thread that went through everything that happened around the week of festival activities, that was just the icing on the cake, really. It really, really was. And it was really special to me. It was massively special to the rest of the team who took part in making the film, and also for the Battle of Stockton, campaign team as well. So for us to see it in such an amazing venue such as Ark, the way that the team put together the Tees Valley International Film Festival evening and the awards ceremony was exceptional. Yeah, so our initial application was really easy. It was really smooth. It was all done online. We already had our press pack created, but there was opportunities to get help with press packs and things as well through the festival too, which was really positive. And again, I think that was covered in some of the workshops too, where it was certainly mentioned in some of the workshops. So we made that initial application that was very, very easy, but then from then we were always kept in the loop as to what was happening, seeing the social media coming out for the events and all the extra things that were happening on that week of festivals were really exciting as well. And the communication was just really strong throughout. So as we built up to the week of the festival and the evening specifically of the awards, everyone was just really, really excited about it. Everyone was just amped. Everyone couldn't wait to get going. And no matter what, even if we hadn't have won, everyone just had such an amazing time up to that point. And it's a little bit unusual, because sometimes going to film festivals can be, you're going to go to a film festival, tick a box, and hopefully we win. Whereas with this, it was just, this has been an amazing experience. And, you know, the fact that we won was just like, okay, a little bonus and a little cherry on the top, really. Yeah, so the award ceremony itself took place at Ark. It was an amazing evening. So a lot of the people I've met in that week of the festival, whether it was in workshops, whether it was in some of the other gala events that we had, whether it was actually in the individual film categories that were showing, a lot of familiar faces there, but the room was so packed that there was lots of people that we didn't know as well. The event with the legends was exceptional. They were, in particular, people that were there were individual people that actually inspired me massively. It was almost as if the festival couldn't have picked better people, because a lot of them were, well, they were all North East based certainly, but they were all from the things that I absolutely love and have a massive passion for. So when we talk about Mark Benton or Tim Healy or Bill Fellows, they've all taken part in some of my favourite shows of all time. And I was just really pleased, and I sort of like felt really privileged. In fact, I got a chance to have a chat with Tim Healy and Mark Benton specifically about some of the work they've done previously. But the event as a whole was just put together in such a way that you would never imagine in a million years that it was the debut year for a festival. It punched way beyond and above its weight. It was something that existing and really well embedded and well, film festivals that have got massive funding couldn't match what was done. So the actual event itself was a real exceptional and a real special event. And if we'd have knew that at the beginning of the year, I think all of the Tees Valley and all of Teesside would have marked out and said that this is the highlight or the cultural highlight of the entire year that we've got in our area. I think that will certainly happen in 2023. So I would absolutely recommend to anyone to submit their films, their projects, whether it's documentary, whether it's a short drama film, whether it's a comedy. I would say absolutely to make an application to the Tees Valley National Film Festival for 2023. It's an amazing event. It's a huge opportunity as well to be seen in such a massive audience. So not only for existing filmmakers who've got a lot of experience in the area, but for some of those newer filmmakers as well, whether it's the first time or whether they haven't even made the first film yet and it's just a plan or it's just a dream that you might have, the Tees Valley National Film Festival for 2023 would be a perfect place to do it. It's a really supportive festival that can help with guidance. The workshops will be fantastic to support it, but also to actually get your work up there on the big screen and be one of the most exciting things, and I hope it kickstart whatever your dreams would be from that point. So on the back of our Tees Valley National Film Festival win, a few of the people who took part in our film, the Battle of Stockton documentary, we're also working on a Spanish Civil War documentary. And this win really helped not just spur us on and give us that fresh lease of life, because you get stuck in a sort of development hell of, development and fundraising in particular can take a long time. And it can be quite draining on a team that really want to get out and just make a piece of art or a film or a documentary. So what this did is it gave us a real boost in the arm. It gave us a lot of confidence to go out there and to reignite that funding process that we've been going through. But what it also did is it's given us a massive part of our fundraising pitch. So from the day we won, we've included that in all of our pitches to all of the people who've given us money to make our documentary series in Spain. And the exciting thing is now we're like 60% of the way funded. And it's a sort of integral part now of our pitch of what we're going to do going forward. So it's been massive for us. It's really been massive for us. So one of the biggest advantages of the Tees Valley National Film Festival last year was the fact it was all at Ark. Everything took place in the same location, and Ark is one of the absolute gems of the Tees Valley. It's one of the centres of culture, but it shares the same passion that the Tees Valley National Film Festival have for bringing through new talent and supporting the community in their cultural endeavours as well, it's more important than ever. It really is. So this brand new festival that's popped up with amazing values and really positive outputs as well from last year, combining with Ark again, it's more exciting than ever, to be honest. Tees Valley National Film Festival 2023, make it happen.